This is not a dead mouse, it's a lavalier microphone windscreen. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today here on my channel. I hope you enjoy the video that's about to come up. If you do, give it a thumbs up, make a comment with your opinions, and most importantly of all, please subscribe to my channel. I'm working very hard to be one of your favorite YouTube watch gurus. Now, the last thing is, I will take it as a personal favor if you will buy a copy of my book, which you can get on Amazon or bookstores, or even electronically near you everywhere throughout the world. Let dogs be dogs for the dog lover in your life. And now, on with the show. Hey guys, this is Marc Goldberg from Marc Vlogs Watches, and thank you for joining me for another exciting episode. In today's video, we are going to address a question asked by a viewer whose name is Tehinder Multani. So Tehinder, thank you so much for writing me with your question. I will be looking down briefly at my computer to read you this question, and then we will discuss. Hi Marc, I am a huge fan and I enjoy watching all of your videos. I have a question for you. I recently purchased a ceramic sub date from the AD for full retail, which I am really enjoying. Actually, you're lucky you didn't have to pay more than retail in the gray market, so good for you. I wanted to make a second acquisition and I couldn't decide between two watches. Number one, the 41mm DateJust 2 with the oyster steel bracelet, smooth bezel, and blue dial. And the second option is the 40mm Rolex Explorer 2 polar dial. That is a used discontinued watch, which has been popularized by none less than the Pontiff. I owned one briefly, flipped it. I can't decide if paying $6,000 to $7,000 is worth it for a DateJust 2, or if a Rolex Explorer 2 priced at $5.2K is a bargain. Is there another model that you would recommend? I would like a GMT2 and a Hulk, but I'm not even going to try finding those at reasonable prices or at retail. When I purchased my sub from the AD, I told him about, this is interesting guys, I told him about several non-Rolex purchases that I wanted to make, including a JLC as a dress watch for myself and an IWC as a gift for the wife. His exact words to me were, once you have made the JLC and IWC purchases, let's see what we can do for you about the Hulk you want. I know we can't do anything now, but we will be in a better position to do something for you after you get those other models. I would appreciate any thoughts. Tehinder Multani. Well, here we have yet another case where the authorized dealer is sort of saying, hey buddy, cross my palm with silver. You know, grease the wheels and I'll see what I can do for you. So the JLC and the IWC brands are a bit soft, which means they are a little hard to sell right now. They are definitely cheap on the used market. They lose so much value that I feel like most of the collectors are buying those off of Chrono24, eBay, or just trading them with one another on the forums, and therefore the need to go to the authorized dealer to purchase those particular brands is getting lower and lower, and of course the ADs want to sell those. By the way, if you are buying either one of those brands at an authorized dealer, you should be getting a healthy discount, and by that I mean 20% as a drop-dead minimum. So back to the question in hand though. Should he buy the DateJust 2 41mm, and that is $6 or $7 grand, or would he be better off with the 40mm Rolex Explorer 2 Polar, or what else should he do? Here's what I think. I forgot the quick fist watch check, and this is the perfect time to go ahead and do that. Let's knock it out of the way right now, guys. Quick fist watch check. And today, I am wearing the Polar Explorer 42mm. And Tehinder Multani, this is your watch, buddy. Okay, now the exception, this is a 42mm current production model watch. I bought mine as an orphan, no box, no papers, but like practically new with stickers, got it authenticated, and my whopping investment was $6,200. So I'm just saying you can get these puppies. And in fact, they cost something in the $7,500 vicinity, brand spanking new at the authorized dealer. And for whatever reason, if you're going to find a Steel Sports Rolex at an authorized dealer these days, it is likely to be the Explorer 2 in 42mm. Now it comes in the black dial and in the white polar dial. Recently, I was at an authorized dealer and I saw the black version of this in the case. And I said to the young man who was on the sales floor at the time, hey, why do you think you have this? Aren't all the Steel Sports in short supply? And he said, we have this black one because everybody wants yours. He noticed that I was wearing the Polar. He said, the Polar is exploding right now and everybody wants yours, which is funny because they used to be called the dog of the range. So where would you go with the 40 millimeter smaller, discontinued earlier version of this? You would do that if you have an exceptionally small wrist. So if you are a chicken bone, tiny wristed Tim Masso, kind of guy, then that 40 millimeter Polar Explorer is going to look good on you. But if you're a brawny man with a healthy wrist, for the purposes of comparison, this is a gorgeous 7¼ inch wrist with a nice flat wrist bone. If you have wrists that can support a 42 millimeter, this one doesn't wear too big, or at least it doesn't wear as big as you would expect, because it is not an especially thick watch. I don't remember the exact thickness. I'll stick it on the. I'll put it down here. Okay, so you're really looking for something with a GMT function, it seems to me. I would probably avoid the DateJust. Now, a lot of guys love DateJust, and Rolex sells crudloads of DateJust, so I'm not here to tell you that they are a bad watch. I'm just here to tell you that they don't hold their value quite as well. They come in so many variants, varieties, sizes, bezels, bracelets, colors, metals, that if you want to sell yours, it'd be a miracle if you find a guy who's looking for the exact one that you have to sell. It's such a personal and professional thing. So the only way you buy a DateJust these days is if you just love the DateJust. If it is a matter of the heart, then, forget the head, go with what you love. Okay, so that is my suggestion. Anybody out there looking for Steel Sports Rolex these days, I think this is one of your better bets. Here's one final thought about the Polar Explorer. This watch, notice how it stands out. This puppy is going to get noticed a whole lot more than the black version of this, or probably even a sub, because it's stark white. It really pops. Also, super incredibly legible. Of all the watches that I own, this is by far the most legible, easily read watch. It has chubbier hands than even the largest of the Rolex divers. The lume plots are huge, and all the business portions of this watch are stark white, super well loomed, and rimmed in black. So let me tell you something. You're never going to wonder what time it is. Well, guys, did I get this one right? Did I give good advice? What do you think? Tahinder, you did not flip me a nickel for my advice, which is, and my advice might not have been a nickel, worth a nickel, But if you'd like this video, I'll throw my PayPal right here, and you could say thank you with a small buy me a beer. Okay, guys, this is Marc Goldberg. Don't forget, let dogs be dogs. Support the channel. Buy it for the dog lover in your life.